Thank you, Senator. I'd like to now yield to Representative Crockett.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ranker. I am so frustrated. It is so hard to sit in allegedly power positions, yet see this happening in my country every single day. We are arguably the most powerful people, not just in this country, but in the world. Yet some of our colleagues have decided that they wanted to abdicate their oaths and their duties, and they have decided that instead of following the law or the Constitution, they want to follow a single man. There are those that say that our democracy hangs in the balance. With every passing day, I feel as if we are slipping further and further into a full-on dictatorship. When we live in a country where a journalist by the name of Don Lemon can be arrested, or Georgia Fort can be arrested, when we live in a country where a 5-year-old little boy, Liam Ramos, can be thrown in what looked like a penitentiary, because I did go and see him at Dilley facility, and the reality is that Liam's picture went viral. But there are so many children that are rotting away in that facility, and it seems like nobody cares. When we see what happened to Alex and Renee, and my colleagues are silent or they're in defense of what took place, I start to wonder, what is our purpose? If we are sitting here and we are seeing our Constitution desecrated at every single turn, and then when we have an opportunity in the minority as Democrats to say we are going to stop this because it's not working out very well for the Republicans. In my state of Texas, they just flipped a seat where it swung 30 points. It's not working well for the Republicans when the Republican governor in Texas decides to say, well, maybe we're a little off track. It's not working well for the Republicans when Donald Trump steps in and says, well, let me go ahead and give you a sacrificial lamb by the name of Bovino. It's not working well for them. So we are in the best position that we could be in, yet and still that package passed, and we gave a 2-week pass for them to continue to negotiate. My question is, what are we negotiating for? What is it that we're trying to get? Because we know that they already will ignore the law. The First, the Fourth, the Fifth, and the 14th Amendments have all been thrown out of the window by this administration. So, Mr. Stoughton, DHS's internal use of force policies are supposed to be guided by constitutional protections under the Fourth Amendment. Do you think that we're seeing that?
The policies on paper are fairly good. I do not see those being translated into practice.
In fact, we know that the opinion that was written by the judge that ordered the release of Liam and his father, it says this case has its genesis in the ill-conceived and incompetently implemented government pursuit of daily deportation quotas, apparently even if it requires traumatizing children. This court and others regularly send undocumented people to prison and orders them deported, but do so by proper legal procedures. Apparent also in the government's ignorance of an American historical document called the Declaration of Independence, 33-year-old Thomas Jefferson enumerated grievances against a would-be authoritarian king over our nascent nation. Among others were, he has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has excited domestic insurrection amongst us, for quartering large bodies of armed troops amongst us. He has kept amongst us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislature. We, the people, are hearing echoes of that history. And then there is this pesky inconvenience called the Fourth Amendment. Right now, I must say that the only branch that has not completely failed us is the judiciary. It is time for us to empower the people, people like you that have been traumatized by our government. We need to make sure that your lawyers can stand up and they can get money. They can go and get some type of justice, because if our president can sue our own federal government for $10 billion, then something tells me that maybe we need to loosen the reins around some of the protections that these officers have so that y'all can go and get something, and maybe, just maybe, they will decide that it's not worth it to go out and traumatize its citizens. Thank you so much, and I will yield.
Senator Hirono.